How can you say you're being abused? I don't see any physical marks on you.
Sometimes abuse doesn't leave bruises. It's emotional, it's psychological, it's controlling, it's sexual coercion. All are forms of abuse. And in today's podcast, we're going to show you what it looks like, and we're going to also share some stories. So don't miss it.
Welcome to the Victim to Warrior podcast.
Warrior Talk. We're John and Melissa, and we're both narcissistic abuse survivors, and our mission is to help other survivors reclaim and rebuild their lives. Now, if you're watching us on YouTube, welcome, but we are also streaming live on all other platforms, and we've added mailbag to our episodes. So we've already taken some questions, so please stay till the end because we're going to answer those questions, and one of them might be yours. We are talking about invisible abuse, the kind that doesn't leave bruises.
Right. So what is invisible abuse?
Well, it can be anything. It can be emotional and psychological, where they get in your head, they erode your self-esteem, they start chipping away at who you are. So you start questioning whether or not you're the problem or not. And we actually did a series on this. So if you don't know what that looks like, take a look. Emotional and psychological abuse isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quietest form of abuse and the hardest to recognize.
You are so sensitive. I was just kidding.
God. Maybe he is right. Maybe I am overreacting.
You know, if you really love me, you wouldn't make such a big deal out of this.
I just want peace. I'm just gonna let it go.
You know, nobody would ever put up with you the way that I do. You just remember that.
God. Maybe if I just try harder, if I just do better, he'll love me the way I love him. Now that was manipulation. That was gaslighting. That was emotional control. And it slowly erodes your sense of self. But here's the truth. You're not crazy. You're not too much. You've been trained to doubt yourself by someone that benefits from your silence. But you can break free. You can reclaim your power, and you don't have to do it alone. If this sounds like your life, then please DM us the word support, and we will get some information right over to you. Okay, so that's what emotional and psychological abuse looks like. It's very subtle, but it slowly starts eroding your self-esteem, your self-confidence, and you really start doubting yourself.
Right.
Now, the other type of abuse is intimidation and control. Now, that is more bullying, it's more controlling, it's more in your face. So you're still defending yourself, but you're actually becoming afraid. You fear what they're going to do. You fear if you did this, how are they going to react to it? You're walking on eggshells all the time. You don't know what's going to set them off. And we actually have a clip on what that looks like too. So take a look. Sometimes abuse doesn't leave bruises. It's the fear. It's the control. That's real. And it's constant.
Whoa. Your friends think we should go to marriage counseling? Look, you don't need to be talking to your friends or anybody else, for that matter, about our relationship.
He's right. I mean, who would believe me anyway? Hey, I'm back.
Tell me you didn't wear that out in public.
What? I just had lunch with the girls. They said it was really cute.
Yeah, of course those catty bitches would say it was really cute. Look, you check with me next time you wear something like that out in public. What are you doing?
Well, I thought I'd apply for a part-time job, just to have some extra money.
Look, I handle all the finances around here. If you need any extra money, you come to me. And you don't have time for an extra job, okay?
My God, I hate not having my own money. I can't do anything around here. That is how intimidation works. That's how control works. It's slow, it's subtle, and it chips away at your freedom until you don't even recognize yourself anymore. But you are not powerless. You are not imagining it, and you can take your power back, even if your voice shakes, even if it's just one step at a time, and I can help you do that. So please DM me the word support, and I'll get information right over to you.
So you could be experiencing that in your home,
Right.
and that is not okay.
Right.
That is abuse.
Now, sexual coercion is another form of invisible abuse. Now, if I recall, you dealt with sexual coercion with your previous relationship with a narcissist, correct?
Yes, and this is a trigger warning, so it's pretty dark. I had no idea how devious his sexual appetite was. I mean, he slowly started like bringing it into our marriage, and it was making me uncomfortable. But I was trying not to be a prude. I was trying to be open minded. But it started getting really bad. And I remember one day coming home, and there was all these sex toys on the bed. And I have no problem with sex toys, but I have a problem with someone wanting to change positions with me. Like,
You mean change sexes?
yes, he wanted me to be the man and strap on the dildo, and he wanted to be the woman and wear my sexual lingerie. I had to draw the line. I mean, you have to draw the line. I wasn't going to do something that was going to screw me up psychologically.
Right.
To have to go through that. And then what if I did? What if I just did it? Like most people, I just got to get it over with, or they're not going to stop. Then what? Then where does that
Go from there, right?
I mean, you have to be comfortable with what you do. An intimate relationship, you discuss, you kind of work through what's okay.
Well, there's give and take, but that's really going well beyond.
I have a feeling that at that point he was finding whatever his shortness of sexual activity was without me.
That is part of what they threaten you. If
Yes.
you aren't going to participate, they threaten to find it somewhere else, and a lot of times they do. In fact, we go into that in a little bit more detail in our part 3 or example 3 of spousal abuse series. Now, you can find these series on Facebook, Instagram, and also TikTok, and right here on YouTube. So if you want to see what all 3 of those look like, we've shown you 2. If you want to see example 3, please go to one of those platforms and check that out. Now, also, if you've dealt with any type of this spousal abuse, this invisible abuse, and you want to share it with the community and maybe get some feedback, especially from us, we'd love for you to comment like, this is what I'm dealing with right now. How do I deal with this? Or I've gone through this before. How do I recover from this? Please share that with us. Please comment.
We'll also we have a guide on it, a free guide that is recognizing the invisible signs of abuse and what to do about it.
So if you want a copy of this guide, please, in the comments below, type in the word abuse, and I'll be sure to reply to you with a link to that guide so that you'll have that and be able to access the information in there. So, hey, let's get to questions.
Yeah.
You know, this is something we did early on, and we kind of got away from it, but I really feel like this is something that you all would like for us to do. And so we're going to start adding this to every single episode that we have. So if you have questions that you'd like for us to read in these episodes, please send them to us at questions@the2w.com.
We'll put that below too.
Yeah, we'll put that below.
And they'll be anonymous. We're not going to say your name, but we would like to be able to answer your question. So if you send it to that, we'll go through them and we'll pick out a handful of questions and then we'll answer them on our episodes.
Right. Well, let's do that right now.
Yeah.
We've got some questions already that we've received from this series. Yeah, that we want to go ahead and answer right now. Why is it so hard to leave even when I know it's abuse? We get this question so often because people just get stuck.
Well, and they just can't seem to break free. And so many of my clients that are suffering with all of this psychological abuse, intimidation, sexual coercion, threats, it's almost like your brain can't wrap its head around it. So you try to make excuses for it. You try to ignore it. You try to tell yourself it's not that bad. Let me just see if I could get through it, or I'm going to do better. I'm going to try harder. the trauma bond is real, and people don't realize that when you are trauma bonded to someone, you fell in love with a person you thought they were. When that mask starts coming off, your brain doesn't automatically shift into, oh gosh, who is that person? It shifts into, I need to try harder. I need to do better. I don't need to make them mad. I had one client tell me she looks out of the window to see his disposition getting out of the car from work so she knows what to expect. Can you imagine? I mean, staring out there and going, uh-oh, that's going to be or, I mean, that's every day. That right there is invisible abuse, and it holds you back, but you can break free of it. Please get our guide. Reach out to us. This is what we do for a living. We help people remove themselves from the trauma bond and start healing, start becoming the person that they were again, so they are strong enough to say no, because you have got to take control of what you allow. If you're physically forced, that is against the law. That is when you call authorities. But let's just go to the
Yes, here's another question. Why does it still hurt even though I was never physically hit? Boy, is that perfect for this.
It really is. Physical wounds hurt. They physically hurt. You can see them, but they fade away and they heal. And they heal. And I'm not downplaying physical abuse. It is unacceptable in any way, shape, or form. But the verbal and the psychological abuse, it hits inside. It's a scar on the inside that doesn't heal. It keeps playing over and over and over in your mind. Every time they say these hurtful things, these damaging things to your self-esteem, how you look, how you dress, how you talk, that you're stupid, things that just tear you down, those wounds last. And then you start believing them. You start believing them because you keep hearing them over and over and over again. And then you're a shell of who you were, and you're just trying to survive the day or the night, depending on what that is. That is why it is so hurtful with these damaging statements, actions that don't involve a physical hit. It's probably worse because it stays with you until you can retrain your brain to start letting go of these things, where you actually start regaining some of your confidence, some of your self-esteem, so you can think straight. We have a lot of exercises that I give my clients when they're in like a trigger infested moment of what to do. We've actually done some videos on our Warrior Wisdom Wednesday, if you want to check those out on any of our social media channels. But it just gives you little pieces of action items that you can do to kind of bring you to the present moment, get you out of that trigger so you can actually think. Because when you get paralyzed in fear, you don't do anything. You literally shrink into yourself and you just pray for the moment to go away. And that is no type of life to live. So we'd love to be able to help you. If that's something you're experiencing, please put it in the comments. Send your questions to questions@theb2w.com.
A couple of things. If you're still dealing with this invisible abuse, this spousal abuse, and you just don't know what to do, please get our guide. But also, if you'd like to set up a call with Melissa, I'm going to put her link down below. She is amazing and can guide you through how to deal with this. And we're going to also put a discount code in there to get a discount from your initial call to make it easier for you to make that first call. Also, if you're out of it, but you suffered so much, and like we said, it takes so long to heal, and you're just not healing from the abuse, that's exactly why we created our 8-week life transformation method. It is amazing. It's changing people's lives. It really, really is. We have so many testimonials on it. But what we're offering right now on that is the first 2 weeks free. So you can actually try out the first 2 weeks and make sure it's something that is going to benefit you before you move forward to have to go through weeks 3 through 8 and purchase the course at that point.
And there are payment plans.
Yeah, and there are payment plans as well. So we want to make it as easy. And it's actually we've reduced the price so much right now, just as many people can use it right now as possible. So please take advantage of that. If you need more information about the 8-week life transformation method, I'm going to put the link in the description also, just so you can check it out. no, you don't have to do anything with it. Just check out everything that's included. It's really amazing. The financial series, our ebook. There's so much that are included in the 8-Week Life Transformation.
And it's actionable steps every single week, every single day. It leads you through that healing journey. So you're never alone. You're actually just doing this exact proven steps that we did that led us from not only being a survivor, but to a thriver and on to healthy relationships. And that's what we want for everyone. We want people to know healthy relationships are out there. You don't have to be so afraid of getting hurt again that you don't want to venture out. We want you to be able to trust yourself again, and we want you to be able to love yourself again, and we want you to be able to heal from the inside out. And there are steps and methods that you can do that are, you can just incorporate that into your day. Literally, it will become part of your day, part of your life, part of your future. And you can use these steps forever.
Right.
So we'd love to be able to share them with you. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. We offer this type of resource every single week to help as many people as we can, because there's so many millions of people worldwide going through this type of abuse. And we want to educate and be able to provide the information to help people either get out or heal and enjoy their lives. So make sure you subscribe, and thank you for following.
Being here today.
Like our video, and we will see you on the next episode.